Famicom. So yes, there are actually two more Lolos that came out in the world, but only for the Famicom. The games play pretty much the same, so there's no difference in terms of how the puzzles and everything work. The difference is they're just newer and they're unforgiving. So we're just gonna get right into it. So again, it follows the same type of level path as the Adventures of Lolo 2 here in the US, but the game throws zero punches at you. Like in the US Lolos, you get like baby levels. Where this one, it's like, okay, you need to push these blocks in a specific order in order to actually finish. It's just not, here are a bunch of hearts, just go collect them. With characters that don't move. Look at this, I mean, right off the bat, the game's like, okay, you're gonna be doing a completely weird box puzzle right from the get-go. Good luck. Yeah, this game, as well as its predecessor, does not pull any punches. These games are no joke, and these two combined are harder than pretty much any US just playing it safe here, any US release we got. Ooh, I was kind of close there. Okay, and right off the bat, we are already introduced to Medusas and the Dawn Medusas. In the US version, you don't see these until probably the second or third world. Here, you learn about them in the third level. So, the Dawn Medusa isn't too intimidating. You just push him to the side and you let him be. You let him hang over there. Just make sure to cover his top. Okay, make sure to go around this block. Pushing that block down even half a block kind of ruins your day. My goodness, look at all these blocks. What are you supposed to do? Yeah, pretty much it's just like any other block puzzle. You go left, right, and push the middle to the side, and you're pretty okay. Except for the side ones. They're a little different than usual. Pretty much for any double sections here, you're just going to push the middle. You can do basically the opposite. Middle forward, and then the sides up and down. Yeah, the difficulty curve here is not the most fun, but it's still a lot easier than Lolo 2J. Okay, here. We only got six egg shots, but there are 6 leapers. Yeah, we have to push every single one into the water to have enough. Gonna play it safe and wait. There we go. Yeah, you gotta push every leaper into the water. The long one away will make you have a bad day. Okay, and even though, yeah, so now we're on the floor 2. Even though the levels are all different, there are some repeats, like this one. This one is actually a repeat from the second Lolo over here in the US. Yeah, there are about 8 or 9 repeat levels. I wouldn't say repeat, but levels that are common in the US releases in this game. Most of them are a little different than what we see. And it's just those slight changes that make it makes the game a little harder, I should say. At least for me, because I'm so used to playing it one way, when in fact, you've got to play it another way. Yeah, so here we're introduced to the fact that we need to leave one heart in the middle last, because once you get the hearts, dragons like to get a little fire happy. So, we're just gonna do that and leave them alone for a while. Okay, here's the first part of Troll we can get. Okay, we should be okay. They're in rotation, because we need 2 of them to move underneath and on top of the Medusas, which we're good there. Yeah, if you time it incorrectly and the leaper decides to spawn back at the original location, if they're still like in that like weird box section, the enemies will just kill them. It makes it very uncool. Okay, here it's for this level, just gonna cover the Medusas to start. But we also need to be careful of these skulls that are right here. So we're just also putting these blocks in a specific pattern to make sure that those skulls cannot come even near us once we collect the last heart, because the last heart will come from the bottom. It is required. The game doesn't allow it. This level. This level is the bane of my existence of ever running this game. So how Rockies work is that if you're north or south of them, they stop. Oh no, they chase you if you're too close. Shit. Okay, now they're being trolls. They're not giving me the pattern I want. Yeah, sometimes these guys have a mind of their own, and it gets kind of irritating. Damn you, where are you going that way for? Why are you going in that direction? Okay, we're good. I was playing that super safe because that is an extremely hard level to manipulate those Rockies. To tell you how bad that level is, my split, I'm still 10 seconds on the green. Okay, so this level is the first instance of where you learn about the, I guess, teleportation, if you want to call it. Where you block where a enemy was, and they move to a new position. You're going to see that very, very frequently in the coming levels. And also, this is the first level where you learn about canceled shots. So these flames can be canceled out by egg shots. And you have to do it in order to complete the level. Alright, time to learn about bridges on... I don't know. Lava, I guess. Yeah. They don't stay very long. So you have to be very quick about what you're trying to do. We're gonna block that. Oh no! The bridge is gone. Crap, what are we gonna do? Easy. We'll get the second bridge and go right back over. Yeah, the game gives you an adequate amount of bridges, so we don't have to worry too much. And since the Medusa and the Dawn Medusa on the right are blocked off, we don't have to worry about them at all the rest of the level. Just gotta move our buddy here in both locations of this bottom left Medusa in order to get these 2 hearts. And once we get the last one, we just move on and get the orb. I went the wrong way. Left side first, dummy. Okay, now we get to contend between... For 1, a Dawn Medusa, and 2, a Leaper who just is being a troll. I don't know what you were trying to do, buddy, but get out of here. Oh, 2J is much more fun. If you wanted to have no hair by the end of it. Yeah, Lolo 2J is a very tough one. So for this one, it's all about making your movements without making a single mistake, because you don't have a lot of time to get back on those bridges. We're gonna play it safe and let him come up here, because if you're not quick enough, he can just troll you and block you. Yes, it happened to me last night for the first time ever, so I made a safety. Okay, this is the first time where we're gonna learn about destroying and getting the heck out of the way. Yeah, so we're going to be covering the Medusa and the Dawn. As long as enemies are half blocked, they're not a threat. we're going to play it safe. We're going to egg these two guys, get the last heart, and just run for our lives. And bam, we're done with level 3. Okay, on to floor 4. There is one extremely I wouldn't say trolley level, but it's super hard. Only because of the fact that it likes to give you a lot of single block sand and then grass. And sand physics works a little different than... Ooh, that was close. Works a little... The physics for sand is really weird. So it basically slows your movement by half, but anything you move, moves at the same rate. And as we'll see in a few levels, why that can... Actually, I'm sorry. The next level we're going to find out why it's a pain. And see if I can get it in first try. So we want to make sure that egg is blown away right at the edge after collecting all the hearts. Because you need to give yourself enough time to get back past that snake. Or not snake, that skull. Alrighty, we will soon discover whether or not this will be a good run or a bad run. Yeah, there we go. We got it. You don't have a single frame to miss those movements. And as you saw with Lolo, he kept, like, stopping and going really quickly. There we go. Okay, we're good. We're good. Just had to be quiet there to make sure I got that correct. So as you saw, those eggs were moving at the same rate they would if they were on any type of, platform, whether it was sand, grass, or dirt, or brick. But your movement gets changed, which makes it a lot harder to figure out. Time for the dancing snakies. And yes, I am using a cheat sheet. That's why if you keep seeing me look over, that is what's happening. I haven't played this enough to really learn the levels by heart. But the only time I really ever did that was Lolo 1 for GDQ. So I wanted to look cool. But I was playing Lolo. How cool could it really be? Anywho, okay. So we're at the end of World 4. This is the second time you're going to see a shot cancellation. Just shoot his flame and you're pretty much good. Ooh, that was a gold. Holy crap. Right, floor 5. You finally see the Almas, which surprisingly aren't that too intimidating. You just egg them. Too easy. Let's roll. Alrighty. Another instance of a repeat level. And so this level is in actually floor 6 of Lolo 2 over here in the US. And luckily, nothing really changes with the mechanics of this level. So we can play it just as is. Oh, get this heart dummy. So we're gonna bring this Alma out. We're just gonna wait for him to come by. We're gonna shoot him, and then just block him. That's right. World 5 is, I call it the memory stage, the memory stages, where you're just gonna see a few levels that are also based here in the US Lolo versions. But the last one that's in this one is a little different. It's the same concept, but it has a few minor changes, and you go in the wrong direction. Okay, blow him away. We're going to transfer that snaky, because we're going to need him to block the left side of the bottom Medusa. So he'll get transported there. Say hi. We're going to double block these two Medusas. There we go. And we're going to bring this block over and cover this Medusa. Cover the last Medusa, and we're good. Okay, he just did his own thing there. Okay, last level of the 5th floor. It's another repeat from Lolo 3. The big difference is that there are 2 The difference was where this block is right there, there used to be a heart. And the that first bush on the left next to the stone was actually a stone in the US version. So they made it a little tougher, but like nothing crazy. But concept the same. Also, they made it a little easier on this version as well. Though they made it harder down below, they made it easier at the end. Because in this version, you get a ladder to finish the level. In the other one, you needed to cross over with the egg. Makes it real nice. Use the bridge, and call it a night. Okay, this one we're going to learn about the fact that you can still survive while standing on water as long as you're pushing a direction. And you'll see that more in effect in a couple levels. You only see it for a tiny bit here. But in order to move an egg onto water, the other egg has to actually disappear from the water first. But for some reason, at least in this game, the only time I see it is in this game, in this one, is that if you're on an egg while it drowns, you're safe, as long as you're holding a direction. So we're gonna cover those two. Don't really need to cover the goal, but we're gonna do it anyway. Cover the Medusa. That left little intersection with the Medusa is a no-go. Don't even bother touching that. We're good. Okay, we're waiting for the Snaky to reappear, because he's going to be our new blocker instead of that stone up ahead. Block, get rid of the stone, get out of the way. We wait for Mr. Don to move. Cover him up. Get the 2 hearts. There we go. And now that he's covered, we got the stone. He can't touch us, so we're good here. Now we're just going to move our buddy over here below Mrs. Medusa and get the last 6 hearts, if I could move my character correctly. And now time for arrows. Yeah, so the special character with these arrows is that you can move in any of the 3 directions in which they're not facing. You just can't pass them directly. Directly in front of them. So if an arrow is facing up, you can go left, you can come from underneath or either side. You just can't be directly in front of it. Okay, just cover these two Medusas. We want to make sure that we're covering them from the sides with the skulls and not the bottoms. We want to use the blocks for the bottoms. And the good thing about skulls is that they cannot go on grass. So as long as we touch that grass, we are good. Move the sand, finish it up. Let's roll. This is the fun part, where you have to keep a constant eye. You have to keep a constant eye on these stupid guys to make sure they're not going to kill you. But the big thing is we just need to trap them up on in their respective corners. Okay, so one's done. Okay, and then we just repeat exactly what we did, but for the bottom. Done. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Since there's only one we have to worry about, getting everything set up is pretty easy. Yeah, I spent hours trying to figure out, because there is a property where you can actually be in direct path of a Don Medusa, and they can't touch you, but I'm not sure for this level or if it's for the whole game. You can't really do it. Because I was trying to get those two hard grabs near the waters without trapping these two, but it was futile. So cross the water, get the orb, finish the level. Let's roll. Alrighty, floor 7. Saying another floor of repeats. So just gonna play it safe. The big difference here is that the leaper moves a little differently than what we're used to. Okay, there we go. So I just learned just trap them inside, and it just makes things a lot easier. There we go. And we're just gonna play it much safer. It's not worth going any crazier than just finishing it normally. Now we are in the first instance of the double transfer that you will see soon enough. So the first thing we need to do, we need to blow away this snaky, cover where he's located, which will transport him to right next to the skull here. We're gonna blow the skull away. We're gonna move the snaky on top of the skull, which will put him where the snaky was, but if we put the block there, it blocks him. He moves to spot number 2, which is right underneath the Medusa, conveniently giving us a block for the heart. Now we have to wait for the skull again, use him as a blocker again, and we're good. Alright, here we go. Another repeat level. The big difference with this one is that the game gives you 2 less egg shots than you would on the US version. So what we have to do is we have to wait for the armadillo to get out of the wrap around, giving us time to get the heart and blow him away. But other than that, the concept's the same. We're gonna cover the armor there to let the leaper go into his spot, and then we just finish the level normally. Ah, yes. Okay, with this one. This one's a tough one to really explain. It's more of a visual show than anything else. And actually, the way I'm doing it now was actually I learned it was actually faster than the original route, which was done by a person who I will not name, from years ago. This one, the way I'm doing it now, surprisingly actually saves, I believe, 2.5 seconds compared to the old way. And it's all because of the routing of the blocks at the bottom at the start. Okay, man, that is a lot of snakies hanging around. So this is one that is... This is an interesting level. Has a lot of transfers you have to do. But this way conveniently makes it easier. Nope, I need to grab this. You really only have to do those two a little easier. But here, you gotta do it twice. But we're gonna move him to the other snaky's original spot. Once he reappears, blow that one away, then move him into that snaky's spot, and should transfer right to the right of this left Medusa. Don't leave early. Blow him away. There we go. 15 more levels to go. Now they tend to get a little tougher. So here you've got to be quick on the trigger of getting on this egg, as well as just gonna play it safe. Yeah, now we have to block the Dawn. Okay, leave the egg there. He's stuck in rotation there. Then get the last one. Luckily, that skull poses absolutely zero problems. We need to time it so we blow that snaky out of the way, get back to this snaky, and put it in the other snaky's position. That way that snaky dies, and the original snaky now does not bother us, giving us a free open to the orb. Now, the first fun stage. A room full of Medusas and a bunch of blocks. So, I'm going to be a little quiet here so I can focus just a bit. And, yeah, I need to focus, and this is actually the easier of the two. There's a second one coming up that is, oh boy. That's pretty much all I've got to say about that level is, oh boy. So you've got to fit these blocks in a very specific spot, giving you enough room to be able to maneuver them into the correct spots, especially in this last section here. Okay, do that. See, now we need to make sure we cover the the Gull's original spot, because we still have one more spot that is uncovered, which is right here. Move it half a block, covering both of those Medusas, and we're good. Again, that's the easier of the two. The next one's not going to be so fun. It's a room full of moving Dawn Medusas. That's coming up on the next floor. Can't wait. It's going to be exciting. So here, this is actually another repeat from Lolo 2. But again, it's not super difficult. Just gonna have to use this snaky 3 times in specific spots, but the third time we're just gonna leave him. We're just gonna leave him underneath the Medusa. Okay, come up here. We're gonna use our second snaky, our second buddy, to cover the Medusa. Get the heart here. Egg him for safety, and we're good. Okay, good. Last one of floor 8. This one can be a bit tricky. This one I always tend to forget how to do, no matter how many times I play it. But we're going to cover the snaky's first spot. Then we're going to half block the Medusa, because the snaky will reappear right above that stone. So now, once he's covered there, he covers that Medusa, giving us ample time, ample opportunity to get those two. Now we shoot the dragon, and we have to wait for him to reappear. Because now we're going to go for a little boat ride. Egg ride, I guess you can say. Yeah, if you saw early on, I could have grabbed those 2 hearts right from the get-go. Except I can't, because there's a nice Medusa down there that was uncovered. Okay. The big reason why we left this last heart last, it was just so it made it easy to get back and out of here. Ho ho ho! Wow, this is turning out to be a decent run. Alrighty, floor 9. Okay, hurry up. There we go. We're good. Now, let's make sure I don't do this in the wrong order. I almost did it in the wrong order, but we're fine. You know what? I'm going to play this super slow because I'm afraid I'm going to do something stupid. Okay, there we go. Block him a half. Block those 2. Get the last. We leave those hearts in the bottom last just for safety. So those dragons that decide to reappear don't murder us. There we go. Easy peasy. Now, what I was mentioning earlier about the... yeah, no, we're good, we're good. About how you can stand on an egg that has drowned, but still be movable. You're gonna see it here. Also, did I do this wrong? Oh no, we're good, we're good, we're good. I just did the block movements in the wrong order, but that's fine. Okay, so we're going to leave the block here, and now we're going to have fun. This is the hard part of the level. We're good. It's just that movement of having to go, get the heart, go back right, and go back down without jumping on the egg first by accident. Okay, the Dawn Medusa room. All of these bad boys just hanging around. So I'm going to play this a lot much safer. We're going to do that. Putting that block there pretty much protects us from any of the... from the top Dawn Medusa's issues. Okay. Okay, we're good. So yeah, I played that a lot safer than you really have to, but better than the alternative. Play that safe again. There we go. Okay, get the last block. Because you have to use every block. You just can't... I mean, you probably could skip this last one if you were fast enough with this Dawn, but we're not going to try it. Just cover him. Blow him away. Run back over. Get the last 2 hearts. Last 3 hearts, I should say. And we're good. Okay. The second to last hard level is over. Thank goodness. Another repeat level. Yeah, this was actually originally the last level in Lolo 2. But we're gonna be playing this one a lot safer. You would manipulate this leaper to do certain things while you're on the left side, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna play it the common way. We're just gonna put him to sleep here. But everything else after that is pretty much the same. Put the block here to move the Snakey over to the bottom. There we go. Finish the level like normal. And we are now on to the final level of floor 9. The last one of the castle before we go to the main castle. Another nice little water maze we gotta do. But we're gonna get those 2 hearts first. We're gonna move this block to right here, because we're going to need to move this original snake. But this is not an easy one to do, because you've got to get off, on, and then also do one other small thing. We need to move this dragon over. There we go, we're good. Now we got a coffee break. We can wait a little bit, because we must wait for the Snakey to reappear up next to that skull in the upper left. Once I see the shadow, the block, we move. We wrap around, because now we have to do another snake transfer. 1, 2, 3. I'm just giving myself a little bit of extra time there. Well, technically, Lolo becomes a villain in the Curdy series, but they just changed his name to Lolo. They're made by the same company, too. Okay, final 5 stages. The castle. The great thing about the castle in this one, for me at least, is that the first 4 stages are all repeats. So they're all just versions of levels from levels 2 and 3. But the very last level is the trickiest level I've played in Lolo. That. Wait for the dragon. So this one is very similar to another stage in the final levels of Lolo 2. The one difference being that dragon right in the middle. You don't collect both of those hearts, dummy. So I'm actually kind of happy. That's the first death I've taken all game, and that was from a mental mistake. because I was thinking US Lolo. In this version, you only grab that first heart. Yeah, here you... Yeah, here it's just, you just grab one of the hearts. So we're just gonna wait here. Because now we have to return to the bottom to get that bottom left heart. Okay, so we need the dragon to reappear back here. Yeah, so like I said, the big difference here is that there's a dragon in the middle. Also, the hearts up top are new. They're not there in the original. So what we're gonna do is, oh, if I could remember correctly, we're gonna do that. Oh my goodness, why did I grab that heart? Stop being dumb. I went through 45 levels without a problem. Now I'm pretty much just having mental mistakes. Ha! Yeah, that heart next to the goal is last. Because if I get that heart in the middle last, I'm gonna get murdered. This was a legitimate PB chance, too. And I'm just... I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Dang it. Okay. That's fine. Maybe I'll get another 10th of a second PB like I did a couple days ago. Okay. Remember. Bottom heart. That middle right heart last. Get it right. You know what? We're just going to go get it now. Then we're going to egg him, and then finish the level. Okay, another repeat. The big difference here is that I just have to change the order in which I do things. So usually you would egg that snaky on the right side and get and just move him out of the way. But the eggs that give you the egg shots changed in this one, so I have to do this one now instead of earlier. But after that, everything's the same. Egg him to keep him there, and then without stopping, just keep going, and you're completely fine. Okay, this one I'm going to try to time things so it's a lot quicker of movement here, but I could also just play it slow and be fine, not worry about it. But the big difference here with this version is that there are 4 skulls on the left side now. In the US version, there's only 3, and the spacing is a lot better. There we go. Yeah. So now we have to wait because we need to take our ride to get around this bush so we can push this down here. Now what we're going to do is grab these first 3 hearts, then egg the bottom skull, get the heart and just go. Don't even stop. The final repeat level that we're going to see in the game. Okay, so we're going to do this. Okay, this is an interesting one with... It's the same as the second level, where it's just a bunch of transfers you got to do. I didn't mean to do that, but I should have enough time. There we go. So block where he was originally at, and he'll move right up here. Wait for him to appear. Once he's there, we grab the heart. We bring this around. The big thing we want to do here is move this back to where that original Snaky's location is. Blow him away, and then push this block in its Snaky's second location, which will transfer him to the left of this top Medusa. There we go. Alrighty, final level. Let's see if I can remember how to do it. This is a tricky one for me to remember, so I'm pretty much gonna go a little silent here, because this takes a lot of crazy movement. Though it's not a big deal, I actually will have enough egg shots in the end. So if that were to go a lot slower, it wouldn't have been that big of a problem. Okay, so we want to quickly get over here, block the Snaky's other location where he's in the middle. Half block over because the game still doesn't realize what to do there. A little early, but that's fine. We're just going to cover this. We're going to cover that goal now. We could have waited, but it's not a big deal. Now we're on the final section of the game. Okay, we want to egg him over here. I want to push him there so we can cover him. Now he's going to be our final blocker in 2 locations. I'm going to play it safe and wait. There we go. Blow him away so he returns back. Now we need to block this Medusa right here from below. So we just got to wait for the guy to reappear. Oh, should be paying attention. He'll go down. He comes up. Get out of the way. Egg him so he's blocked. There we go. Final battle. Plays exactly like the US version. We're going to go to the left side here. I'm going to play it safe. There we go. And clunk. There we go. We are done. And that was a 1minute and 38-second PB for me. So in back-to-back Retrothons, I've published a new world record. Granted, I'm the only run on this, but still. With the only mistake happening in the first level of the castle, that was a pretty flawless run. So now I believe I've done, this is the 3rd Lolo I've done for RGL. I fear that one day I'm going to actually try to attempt Lolo 2J here, and that's a long run. That's over 2 hours, so who knows if that'll ever happen, but want to thank the RGL staff for all they do for this week. It's a great thing. This is my last run for the event. Good luck to the rest of the runners for the final day. I hope everyone enjoy these runs, enjoys the rest of the runs, and I shall see everyone again later, so take care.